Today my topic is George Bernard Shaw's Candida. Today I will discuss whether Shaw is a true comedian, and herein I will also discuss his distinctive contribution as a comedian. Is Shaw a true comedian? Shaw has often been regarded as a mere wit and not a humorist or a comedian in the true sense of the word. Others have called him a satirist lacking the true comic spirit. Let us examine the exact significance of these terms from our own estimate of the comic genius of Shaw and see what contribution, if any, he has made in the field. Now we will see wit its nature. Wit is the saying of fine, sparkling things which startle and delight. Thus, Pope defined true wit as what oft was said but never so well expressed. Wit in this sense is concerned with the manner and not with the content. It is a mere ornament tagged on the actual content of writing to give it amusement value. For example, for the Restoration dramatists, the manner of saying things was more important than the matter. Their thought was insipid and they tried to hide the poverty of thought by the use of clever, startling, and amusing turns of expression. In this sense, wit expresses itself in puns, conceits, epigrams, repartees, and word jugglery and wordplay of all kinds. Now we will see Shaw's wit. Shaw's an expression of his philosophy. Shaw is such a brilliant talker and there is so much of smart wit in his dramas that many have thought there is nothing else. No doubt there is much smart conversation in his plays. No doubt he frequently indulges in retorts, repartees, epigrams and wordplay. But as C.M. Joad puts it, his wit is not a mere ornament tagged on to a negligible structure of thought. It is the very bone and cynics of the thought. Now next point I will throw light on is Shaw a true humorist. In other words, wit is subordinated to Shaw's comic intentions. It is the instrument by which he exposes the incongruity of a host of human institutions, beliefs and conventions. Defining comedy, Purdom writes, comic genius in drama is the power to perceive the general predicament of mankind or the particular predicament of the individual as absurd and laughter-making. It arises from the folly, the lack of understanding, or the sheer stupidity in society or in a particular man. Another point is lack of emotional sympathy. Misconception about the true nature of Shaw's comic genius also arises from the fact that his dramas are dramas of ideas, and true humor is not of the intellect but of emotion and sentiment. There is very little emotion in Shaw's plays, but too much of intellectual judgment on life. He hates sentiment and tries to take an intelligent view of things. It is for this reason that as a tragedy, even St. John strikes us as rather cold. Next is Shaw's distinctive contribution. However, such reviews result from a superficial reading of his plays. A closer reading reveals that his dramas are not merely condemnations of individuals and institutions, but he also makes an attempt at the understanding of the very fundamentals of individuals and social ideals. He shows that emotion and intellect are merely external adornments. The true basis of human character and action lies in the depth of instincts. Shaw goes to the very root of human character, and the most amusing scenes in Shaw are those in which he shows the life force asserting itself and overcoming all obstacles in its way. Now the next point in this question is the light I am throwing is on farce. Shaw's dramas are also rich in the element of farce. Farce is the lowest kind of humor. It is humor arising from situation. It results in broad laughter and does not require much intelligence to appreciate this kind of humor. There is much rough and tumble. There are many such funny situations in the plays of Shaw. Thus, in Man and Superman, we have the farcical dialogue of Tanner with the legs. In the Arms and Men too, there are many such farcical situations. For example, Raina sits at Bluntschli's revolver and jumps up, and thus causes fright to the fugitive. Such farcical humor is also there in abundance in Candida. We have a loud laugh at the expense of Burgess when Prosy calls him a silly old fathead and when his son in law refuses to pay heed to his complaint. We are also much amused when he is made to believe that there are four mad people in a single house and begins to think that madness must be infectious. Now, the last point in this answer is a humorist with a serious purpose. In short, Shaw is a great humorist and his humor is varied and all pervasive. We find him laughing even in such serious plays as Saint John. We find in his plays wit, humor of character, humor arising from situation, farce, etc. However, he is a humorist with a serious purpose and mere frivolity is rare in his plays. Vagary is his instrument, not his aim. This is all for today. Thanks for watching.